boys and girls. So now we'll be discussing the third chapter, that is the charging section under GST. Charging section मतलब जो section law में power देता है to levy a tax. So particularly the levy of GST on the supply of goods or supply of services. The section which gives the powers to the law to actually impose a tax, to collect it from the taxpayers or to collect it from the suppliers. So basis this, let's start discussing the chapters, the charging section. Now if we see this over here, this is the charging section. मतलब हम लोग अगर देख पा रहे हैं तो this is charging section, section 9 of the CGST Act. Now you must be wondering that there is a CGST, there is a SGST, there is a IGST also existing. So there is going to be a charging, what we are learning right now, जो अभी हमारे syllabus का हिस्सा है, तो हम लोग फिलहाल charging section पढ़ रहे हैं from the CGST Act section 9. We also have section 5 of the, we have a section 5 of the IGST Act. Okay, section 5 of the IGST Act, which is also a charging section. And along with that, respective states and the union territories, they also have their own SGST or UTGST acts, and in that also there is going to be a charging section. So because now we are aware that GST may there is a combination of CGST and SGST, or CGST and UTGST, or sometimes in case of an interstate supply there is going to be a there is going to be an integrated tax which is levied, that is IGST. So ये सब sections के through, ये subsections coming from these all different acts, there is a power which is given for levy of these taxes, and that is what we are precisely trying to discuss right now. Correct? Now what is section 9 going to tell us? So अगर मैं आपको बोलूँ तो section 5 का जो wordings है, मतलब if I tell you that wordings which are there in section 9 subsection 1 of the CGST Act, similar words are going to be, similar words you will be finding in section 5 of the IGST Act. Similar words you will find in the respective state tax का जो laws है उसमें भी similar words है, obviously because चार्जिंग सेक्शन है तो मकसद तो एक ही है कि टैक्स का लेवी करना, टैक्स का इम्पोजिशन करना. So that is the precise reason why these sections are existing. Correct? Now let's see section 9 subsection 1. Subject to the provisions of subsection 2, there shall be levied a tax to be called as the Central Goods and Services Tax on all intrastate supplies. So now let us go on highlighting the important words. So there shall be levied a tax to be called as the Central Goods and Services Tax on all which supplies? So intrastate supplies of goods and services both, except on the supply of alcoholic liquor for human consumption, on a value which is determined under section 15 at such rates not exceeding 20%, as may be notified by the government on the recommendation of the council, and collected in such manner as may be prescribed. Now prescribed under said person shall be called the taxable person. No problem. So now let us start analyzing this definition. Okay, so firstly what we are trying to understand is, यहाँ पे हम लोग को क्या बोला गया है, that there shall be levied a tax. So यहाँ पे the word shall needs to be understood as must. The word shall will have to be understood as must, right? There shall be levied a tax, so there must be levied a tax. So now there shall be levied a tax to be called as the Central Goods and Services Tax on the intrastate supply of all goods or services. On the intrastate supply of all goods or services. Now, intrastate supply of all goods and services, and the tax will be levied at such rates which are set forth. The tax will be levied on such, collected on such value which is calculated under section 15. So हम लोग one by one हर एक term को यहाँ पे analyze करते हैं, right? Okay. So now, friends, we are right now what we are discussing as a part of our discussion purview. Right now, it is section 9, subsection 1 of the CGST Act, right? Section 9, subsection 1 of the CGST Act. मैं इधर ही साइड में section 5 subsection 1 ऑफ द IGST एक्ट भी लिख के रखता हूँ, सेक्शन 5 सबसेक्शन 1 ऑफ द IGST एक्ट वो भी लिख के रखता हूँ, फॉर द रीजन दैट because I need to not learn it separately. It is just that there are minor differences in that definition जो हम लोग सिर्फ अभी डिस्कस करते करते समझ लेंगे, so that we don't need to unnecessarily we don't need to unnecessarily discuss it separately, as it obviously does not carry a different meaning. It is going to carry the very same meaning, correct? So there shall be levied a tax to be called as the central goods and services tax, which will be levied on intrastate supply, will be levied on intrastate supply of all goods and services of both. There is an exception, एक particular product को exclude कर दिया है, except for alcoholic liquor for human consumption. Except for alcoholic liquor for human consumption, ये इसमें covered नहीं है. So now same way, if I refer to the IGST Act, there is going to be what? That there will be a tax called as, there shall be tax levied called as the integrated goods and services tax. On the interstate supply, again, of all goods and services, or both goods and services or both, except for alcoholic liquor, correct? And at the same time, now जब मैं CGST की बात जब भी करूंगा, तभी CGST मतलब whenever there is a intrastate supply, there will always be two taxes, right? Whenever there will be a intrastate supply, there will be always two taxes, and therefore we'll also discuss the SGST. We'll also discuss the SGST and UTGST. सो ये जो रिस्पेक्टिव स्टेट लॉज रहेगा या रिस्पेक्टिव यूनियन टेरिटरी का लॉ रहेगा, आई मीन रिस्पेक्टिव लॉ फॉर द यूनियन टेरिटरी, इन दैट व्हाट वी गोइंग टू गेट, that there shall be levied a tax to be called as the SGST, whichever state it is, or UTGST on the, again उसके लिए भी क्या आएगा, on the intrastate supplies of all goods or services, I mean goods and services or both except for alcoholic liquor for human consumption, right? So now let's try to distinguish the perspective. Abhi, why every time whenever there is a intrastate supply, you must have experience, कभी आप रेस्टोरेंट में गए हो तो आपके बिल्स में CGST SGST ऐसा लग के आता है, कोई आपने कुछ गुड्स खरीदा है, फोन खरीदा है, लैपटॉप खरीदा है, somewhere you have actually seen, or maybe you have a telephone bill for postpaid connection, you'll always see there's a combination of taxes of CGST and SGST that is levied, correct? That happens because you are having one common taxable event in that case, that is a intrastate supply. मतलब जब भी आप ये चीजें खरीदते हो, ये सर्विसेज खरीदते हो, ये गुड्स खरीदते हो, that time you have a intrastate supply which is a common taxable event. And because of that there will always be a combination of tax. So जब भी intrastate supply होगा, there will be a combination of tax as CGST plus SGST और CGST plus UTGST. अगर आप यूनियन टेरिटरी में रहते हो तो CGST plus UTGST. हालांकि जब इंटरस्टेट सप्लाई होता है, then in that case it will always be only one tax, that is the integrated goods and services tax. There will be only one tax in case of an interstate supply, that is integrated goods and services tax. So we are not yet going deep into the discussion. ये सिर्फ basic bifurcation है जो मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप समझ लो. And why as a part of our syllabus, we'll only be discussing section 9 of the CGST Act. But I want you to also understand the perspective of section 5 of the IGST Act as well as respective state laws जो होगा, क्योंकि उसका meaning is exactly the same, because the thing about what we are discussing, it is exactly going to be the same. Beg your pardon, just some cold today. So the perspective of those entire section is going to be absolutely the same, and therefore what we need to understand right now is that levy section under CGST Act, levy section under the IGST Act, levy section under the respective state or union territory GST laws will make one and the same emphasis in terms of tax leviability, that on a supply of goods and services, if there is an intra-state supply, there will be a CGST and SGST, or a CGST plus UTGST. On an interstate supply, there will be a IGST tax, but the levy remains one and the same, right? Is it clear? Okay. So now let us go a bit further and discuss it. अभी जो बाकी के components थे उस डेफिने मतलब बाकी के components थे उस particular definition में. So now, what are the other points which are there in the charging section? So now let us also see that. So पहले तो हमने देख लिया. We'll be also discussing what do you mean by interstate supply, what do you mean by intrastate supply. Obviously, that is something that we are going to discuss very much in detail, right? Now, let us see this. On the value which is determined under section 15 of the CGST Act, जो valuation का provisions है वो सब section 15 में है, at a rate not exceeding 20% as may be defined by the government and collected in such manner as may be prescribed. So ठीक है, ये तो हमारे सब प्रोसीजरल चीजें हैं. तो अभी पहले हम लोग थोड़ा इंटर स्टेट सप्लाई पे जाते हैं, एंड देन वील अगेन टेक अ होलिस्टिक व्यू ऑफ द एंटायर डेफिनेशन, राइट? So now what they are saying is that firstly let us see what you mean by a intra-state supply. Intra-state supply का मीनिंग क्या है देखते हैं. So when the location of supply, now please remember, अगर आप अभी अपना प्रोफेशनल एग्जाम दे रहे हो, शायद आपने एग्जीक्यूटिव में वैट पढ़ा है, सर्विस टैक्स पढ़ा है, एक्साइज पढ़ा है, तो यहाँ पे आपको एक चीज ध्यान में रखना है कि जो वैट में सेलर एंड बायर वाला कंसेप्ट था, नाउ दैट हैज गॉन बैक. लाइक वी नीड टू नाउ इवॉल्व विद द कंसेप्ट्स ऑफ लोकेशन ऑफ सप्लायर, location of supplier, and the second word that is most important under the GST law is place of supply. Place of supply का मतलब होता है the place where effectively the consumption take place. And now that is the point when we are going to touch for the first time in our discussion what we really mean by this place of supply. This means that the place where as per the law effective consumption of goods or services takes place. Now friends, why I am saying that as per the law consumption takes place, so you might be aware, or maybe you might have heard till now, that GST is although it is a one nation one tax, for every state the GST law is also differently available. I'm not saying that the law is different, but every state has a GST Act for the reason that the revenue under the GST for the government is on the basis of this place of supply. So if the place of supply falls in my state, then it is the revenue of that particular state shared along with the center. सो व्हाई इट इज सो इम्पोर्टेंट अंडर द प्री जीएसटी रेजिम, जब हम लोग सेल्स टैक्स के जमाने में थे, तभी टैक्सेशन सिस्टम हुआ करता था ओरिजिन बेस्ड टैक्सेशन सिस्टम. मीनिंग अगर तभी तमिलनाडु से गुड्स बिहार जा रहे थे, तो द स्टेट विच यूज टू बी सेलिंग द गुड्स उसको उसका टैक्स मिलता था इन द प्री जीएसटी रेजिम. वो ओरिजिन बेस्ड टैक्सेशन सिस्टम से शिफ्ट होके वी हैव नाउ कम टू डेस्टिनेशन बेस्ड टैक्सेशन सिस्टम, विच सेज in case of destination based taxation system, it says that in case of destination based taxation system, what we need to understand is that the destination based taxation systems के हिसाब से the consumption or the destination based consumption, wherever in whichever state it is taking place, the revenue of that transaction will flow to that state. एंड देयरफॉर ये प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई, ये जो वर्ड है ये बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, बिकॉज इन एवरी ट्रांजैक्शन वी विल हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड डिस्कस व्हाट इज अ प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई, क्योंकि wherever the place of supply is falling, the revenue of that particular transaction will go to that state shared along with the center. So we will be discussing intrastate supply, interstate supply, पर उसका डिस्कशन का जो बेसिस है वो हमेशा यही रहेगा, इंटर स्टेट सप्लाई कब होगा एंड इंटर स्टेट सप्लाई कब होगा, कि उसके लिए दो चीजें इंपॉर्टेंटली देखनी है, व्हाट इज द लोकेशन ऑफ सप्लायर एंड व्हाट इज द प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई. नाउ वी हैव अ एंटायर एक्ट, आई मीन वी हैव अ एंटायर चैप्टर कॉल्ड एज प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई. देयर इज अ डेफिनेशन ऑफ द वर्ड लोकेशन ऑफ सप्लायर. ये दोनों हम लोग डिटेल में तभी देखने ही वाले हैं. फॉर द वाइल जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड दिस इज द इफेक्टिव प्लेस ऑफ कंजम्पशन and this is the place from where the supply has initiated, that is the location of supplier, where we can say that as per the law it is a place as per the law from where the supply has initiated. As per the law it is a place from where the supply has initiated. ओके. सो अभी मैं अगर इसमें बाइफोकेट करता हूं तो इसको हम लोग कैसे बाइफोकेट करेंगे, दैट if the location of supplier and the place of supply, so I'm just using the abbreviation for a convenience purpose, if the location of supplier and place of supply is falling under the same state or same union territory, same state same union territory, okay, then we will say that it is what type of a supply, it is a intra-state supply. It is going to be considered as a intra-state supply. If the location of supplier plus the place of supply fall in different states or UT, or one state and one UT, then we call it what type of a supply? We call it a interstate supply. We call it as a interstate supply. So friends, इसी में अगर थोड़ा सा हम लोग आगे यहाँ पे एक एग्जांपल लेने की कोशिश करते हैं. I'm sorry, please bear with me today that there's some element of cough and cold, so maybe there's some disturbance in between. Please don't mind that. Now, let's say that there is a location of supplier which is in, say, Mumbai, Maharashtra, and there is a place of supply. There is a place of supply in Pune, Maharashtra. There is a place of supply in Pune, Maharashtra. In such case, if location of supplier and place of supply, now दोनों कौन से स्टेट में कवर हो रहे हैं? They are getting covered under the state of Maharashtra. So we will say that what type of supply it is going to be considered as a intra-state supply. It will be considered as a intra-state supply, and therefore on the transaction we will be levying a CGST plus SGST of which state? SGST of which state? SGST of which state? Maharashtra. On this transaction क्या आ जाएगा? There will be a CGST and there will be a SGST of Maharashtra state. Now, let us say if the location of supplier is again Mumbai, Maharashtra, but the place of supply happens to be, say, Surat in Gujarat. Surat in Gujarat. Then in such cases, what type of a supply will it be? It will be considered as a it will be considered as a interstate supply. It will be considered as an interstate supply, and there will be a tax levied called as IGST. Now, although it is a integrated goods and services tax, although it goes under the purview of central government, यहाँ पे ये जो रेवेन्यू है ये किसके बीच में डिवाइड होने वाला है? ये जो टैक्स कलेक्शन है किसके बीच में डिवाइड होगा? बिटवीन द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, ओके, एंड द स्टेट ऑफ गुजरात. ये किसके बीच में रेवेन्यू जो है वो डिवाइड होने वाला है? इट इज गोइंग टू बी डिवाइडेड बिटवीन सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एंड द स्टेट ऑफ गुजरात. ओके, सो व्हाई सो? बिकॉज यहाँ पे जैसे मैंने आपको बोला कि ऑल्दो ये जो ट्रांजैक्शन है इट इज बिटवीन महाराष्ट्र एंड गुजरात, बट ओरिजिन बेस्ड टैक्सेशन सिस्टम नहीं है, ये डेस्टिनेशन बेस्ड टैक्सेशन सिस्टम है. सो यहाँ पे हम लोग क्या बोलने वाले हैं? दैट दिस आईजीएसटी कलेक्शन विल गो टू द स्टेट ऑफ, आई मीन दिस इज गोइंग टू बी कलेक्टेड बाय, इसका जो पैसा आएगा टैक्स का ये किसके किसके पास जाएगा? एक शेयर जाएगा सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास, दूसरा शेयर जाएगा गुजरात के पास. व्हाई गुजरात? बिकॉज the place of supply is Surat in Gujarat. Correct? So interstate supply and intrastate supply का सिर्फ fundamental meaning is what we have tried to understand. There is a in-depth discussion on inter and intrastate supply in section 8 of the IGST Act, 7 and 8 of the IGST Act. जो हम लोग जब ये IGST Act पढ़ेंगे, obviously we'll have to be doing it in great depth. But बिकॉज हमको ये चार्जिंग सेक्शन समझना है, आई डोंट वांट यू टू जस्ट गेट कैरिड अवे कि ओके हाँ इंटरेस्टेड सप्लाई है, इंटरेस्टेड सप्लाई, बस ऐसा नहीं होना है. इसीलिए मैं आपको ये डिटेल में सिर्फ समझा रहा. ऑलराइट, सो आई होप गाइस दिस इज क्लियर विथ ऑल ऑफ यू. यस, एंड इसको एक ही बार अच्छे से समझो. ये प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई जो टर्मिनोलॉजी है, ये लोकेशन ऑफ सप्लाई एंड प्लेस ऑफ सप्लाई जो टर्मिनोलॉजी है, दीज आर वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन द एंटायर लॉ. इट इज गोइंग टू बी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, right? So I hope this is making a great sense to you, and then we'll move further. ठीक है, so अभी CGST में आगे क्या बोला था अपने को? अभी आगे जो प्रोसीजरल, जैसे मैंने आपको बोला, there are some procedural discussions part. So प्रोसीजरल में आगे आपको सेक्शन 9 ने बोला है that the tax shall be collected at a rate not exceeding 20%. रेट नॉट एक्सीडिंग 20%. यही वर्ड्स जब आईजीएसटी एक्ट के बारे में आएंगे, दैट टाइम वहां पे आएगा एट अ रेट नॉट एक्सीडिंग 40%. नाउ सी व्हाई फ्रेंड्स, जब भी सीजीएसटी एक्ट के बारे में बात होती है, बाय डिफॉल्ट देयर इज आल्सो अ टॉक गोइंग अबाउट द एसजीएसटी एक्ट और यूटीजीएसटी एक्ट. मतलब ये बाय डिफॉल्ट चीज है, क्योंकि इंट्रास्टेट सप्लाई जब होता है, इंट्रास्टेट सप्लाई इज अ कॉमन टैक्सेबल इवेंट फॉर सीजीएसटी एक्ट एज वेल एज एसजीएसटी एक्ट. So जब भी इंट्रास्टेट सप्लाई होता है, वी नो ओके टू टैक्सेस आर गोइंग टू बी लेविड, सीजीएसटी एंड एसजीएसटी. सो जैसे सीजीएसटी एक्ट में लिखा है दैट द रेट कैन नॉट एक्सीड 20%, वैसे ही उसका करस्पॉन्डिंग स्टेट का जो एसजीएसटी एक्ट रहेगा उसमें लिखा रहेगा द टैक्स कैन नॉट बी कलेक्टेड इन एक्सेस ऑफ 20%. And because IGST is a single levy, because IGST law is going to be a single levy, we say that the rate cannot exceed 40%. So section 5 of the IGST Act जब हम लोग देखेंगे, आपको exactly यही words दिखने वाला है, that the rate not exceeding 40%. So in IGST Act, why 40%? Because it's a single tax collected, which comprises of central and state both, but levy होते वक्त वो IGST Act बोल के levy, IGST बोल के levy होता है. So intra-state supply, because it is a common taxable event for levy of CGST and SGST or CGST and UTGST, इसीलिए वहां पे rates does not exceed 20%. That is what has been told to us. All right. And now it further says at such value, okay, at such value as per section 15 of the CGST Act. Now please remember, वैल्यू डिटरमाइन करना कि कौन से वैल्यू पे टैक्स पे करना है, ये एक्सक्लूसिव पावर सिर्फ सेक्शन 15 ऑफ द CGST एक्ट को दिया गया है. नथिंग एल्स, नो अदर एक्ट, नो अदर section has this power to determine the value. Now you will say that why value is to be determined by the provisions and why not by the taxpayer himself. अपने यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम क्या है ना, अपने यहाँ पे मतलब ग्लोबली wherever you see no taxpayer likes to pay the tax. बेसिक लॉजिक है कि नहीं? अब टैक्स पेयर को अगर मैं ऑप्शन दूं भाई तुम डिसाइड करो कितने वैल्यू पे टैक्स भरना है, वो तो क्या करेगा, आइदर कम से कम वैल्यू पे टैक्स पे करेगा या टैक्स ही नहीं भरेगा. वो बोलेगा यार वैल्यू नहीं है मेरे गुड्स में, वैल्यू नहीं है, बिल्कुल वैल्यू नहीं है. बट गवर्नमेंट तो ये जानती है एंड इसीलिए उन्होंने क्या बोला है कि एक वैल्यूएशन का प्रोविजन देके रखा है कि बॉस आपके गुड्स या आपके सर्विसेज का वैल्यू ऐसे डिटरमाइन होगा. यदि आपको ठीक लगता है तो करो, आपको अगर नहीं जमता है देन व्हाट वी गोइंग टू डू इज we will set a rule for you as to how to determine and calculate the value. If you are not comfortable, let us help you. Let us give you rules. And वो rules के हिसाब से valuation ढूंढो. तो usually rules are very stringent. Usually rules are within the box. And therefore rules तो फ्री हैंड नहीं होने वाला है. तो rules हमेशा एक बॉक्स की तरह होगा कि भाई इतना सा रूल है, इसके हिसाब से वैल्यू डिटरमाइन करो. देयरफॉर गवर्नमेंट प्राइमा फेसी आपको एक लिबर्टी देता है कि हम वैल्यूएशन आप हमारे हिसाब से मतलब वैल्यूएशन आप आपके हिसाब से डिटरमाइन करो विद इन द फ्रेमवर्क ऑफ द लॉ विच इज प्रीटी ब्रॉड. इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू डू दैट और इफ यू फाइंड दैट चैलेंजिंग, हम लोग आपको रूल्स के हिसाब से वैल्यू प्री डिफाइन करके दे देंगे. हम लोग आपको रूल के हिसाब से प्री डिफाइंड कैलकुलेटिव तरीका दे देंगे, फिर आपको वैल्यू उसी के हिसाब से डिटरमाइन करना पड़ेगा. सो वैल्यू. So the reason that why the law has been making it very clear in the charging section कि GST will be levied on inter or intrastate supply at whatever rates not exceeding 20 or 40%. and ये highest rate है, ये rate से tax लगेगा ऐसा नहीं, ये highest possible rate है. So 20 CGST में है तो 20 SGST में भी होगा, 20 CGST में है तो 20 UTGST में भी होगा, and in case of IGST it is 40% at a value which is determined as per section 15. So value determine करने का freedom है, बट कंप्लीट लिबर्टी नहीं कि जैसा दिल करता है वैसा वैल्यू डिटरमाइन करो, ऐसा भी नहीं. सो देयर इज सम फ्रेमवर्क, वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस इट व्हेन वी डिस्कस द चैप्टर वैल्यू ऑफ सप्लाई. ओके, value as per section 15 and it will be collected in the manner as may be prescribed. And what they have said, it will be collected, it will be collected in the manner, collected in the manner as may be prescribed. It will be collected in a manner as prescribed, meaning thereby it will be collect करने का जो तरीका है, collect करने का जो तरीका है, this will be as per the rules and regulations which are set out for the purpose of tax collection. All right, so now guys let's just quickly summarize this section 9 subsection 1. Okay, I hope मैं बहुत slowly इसीलिए जा रहा हूँ because I want you to be very careful in understanding the in-depth part of it. Okay, I don't want you to miss out on anything.